Yeah, dude, Brandon's playing this part of the game and he's like, I'd love to live in this city. And I'm like, why? And he's like, there's just free shit all over the floor. Hello, and welcome to part 2 of Katamari Damacy. I'm not 100% sure why I gotta make the intros really weird. But I do it like that anyway, just because I feel like it's the right thing to do. Buenos dias. Have you ever been to Spain? It's our other homeland. We hope you can visit during the days rolling. Like that's possible. Oh yes, almost forgot. A royal present. You know what? This is very formulaic. This is really disappointing. Wow. It's just, it must be just the modern Katamaris that because I do play the modern ones, like, pretty frequently, so it's gotta be that. I do not remember the game being this formulaic with, like, the writing. I always talk about, like, that's my favorite thing about Katamari is the writing. I don't remember the first one just being like this. Wow. Oh well. Nothing wrong with that. It makes it a little bit easier, I guess, for the, because we were talking about that in part 1, kind of like how I feel like that was going to be a bit of an issue. Because I just didn't, I felt weird, like, narrating it. So I guess we can kind of skip most of those, but we'll still chime in every once in a while. Maybe there's still some good secrets in there. These people have a pet bear. What were we discussing in part 1? A number of things, actually. No, I did say I had some other stories for you. No, here's this. Oh, actually, I got updates for you, is what I have. Do you remember I had told you guys about my turn signals on my car? Okay, so I finally got that straightened out. It's nothing crazy. More or less, I just got the proper. Well, what it was is actually, I don't remember if I don't recall the last thing I told you guys in regards to my turn signals. I think I told you they weren't working. I don't know if I told you that I had looked at them finally and diagnosed what it was. So I guess I'll start there, which is that I finally did open them up to get a look at them to see what was wrong with them. And basically, my turn signals are in like the lower portion of my car, kind of like near like where the fog lamps are. And so you remove a little fog lamp cover, which, by the way, they're a bitch to get off, so I hate having to access my turn signals. But I knocked those things off. I finally, like, peeled them off, and I got to look at inside of the car. And basically what I saw is that the connector from the LED turn signals to the car, to the car socket, it was like totally corroded. Like I pulled them apart and just like this blue dust like came out, and like it's like, oh shit, well that's why they don't work. Which, to keep in mind, the turn signals are LED daytime running lights, and they have amber turn signals. So the LEDs were connected to the battery, which means the LEDs worked fine. But it's the amber turn signals that didn't work. So therefore, every time I used the turn signal, my car wouldn't recognize a turn signal being input into the car, and therefore I would get hyper flash. So once I diagnosed that, I pretty much... Well, at first I saw that and I was like, oh, fuck. Because that meant, like, shit, man, it's broken. Like, I gotta buy the whole new LED daytime running light kit again to basically get my shit back to where it needs to be. But then, would you fucking move, you damn bear? Damn bear. I meant to say damn bear. So I'm thinking, oh god damn, I gotta replace the whole damn thing. But then I thought, well, maybe not. I could probably just splice wires. Like, it's not gonna be that bad, right? So I was looking up some replacement, wiring, basically, which you gotta go into like the depths of eBay Motors to find that shit. Which you gotta be 20 for that. Fuck. You move it, yeah. You go into like the depths of eBay Motors to find the obscure part that you're looking for, and then I found it. It was like $5 for 2 replacement wires, and I more or less just spliced the wires up, and boom, I finally got it working. The thing is, what caused them to break in the first place is that they got compromised with water. So this time what I did was I want to say waterproof, but that's not what I did because I'm not a fucking mechanic, much to your surprise. So what I did was I just used a shitload of electrical tape and just tried to seal it as best as I could. I wish I had like you know, a silicone gun or something, but I didn't, and realistically, I already am well aware of the fact that I'm not going to hold on to this car for that long, because you guys know I always talk about how I would love to own a Tesla someday. And I do have a Model 3 reservation, although I'm not sure if I'll hold on to that reservation. I may just go for a Model S, which is what I've talked about a number of times, which, you know, I won't be able to afford a brand new model. Well, I could maybe lease a brand new one, although that'd really be pushing it for a fucking lease. What would be more realistic is probably a certified pre-owned. But anyway, this level's. I'm feeling like I'm not doing good right now in this level, because this is probably one where I'm gonna cut it closer, maybe fail. I can already tell right away that this is one of those situations, but we'll see in a second here. There we go. Okay, now I'm picking up some steam. It's funny, the first big hurdle of most levels in Katamari is, like, right when you start. And then once you finally, like, you reach a certain size, then it's like, alright, everything's getting picked up now, and then it just doesn't, it becomes a non-issue. But the start always seems to be the toughest. So that's what happened, and now my turn signals are now fixed. I also, as for shits and gigs, I bought this, it was $24. It was like it's an LED footwell kit, and it looks very OEM the way that they operate. So whenever I lock the doors, or whenever I unlock the car, basically the footwells light up, and then when I lock the car, they turn off. And it's not like they, you know, instantly turn off. It like I said, it has a very OEM, like original OEM look. When I lock the car, they slowly fade off, which is, like, it looks pretty cool. It's $24. Why not? I'm not one to mod vehicles or something, you know, like some weird tuner kit or something. Which, by the way, I don't even have a problem with. I would actually love to, like, buy a, you know, like an old Nissan or Toyota or something, or a Mazda, and, like, you know, make it a tuner vehicle. I would love to, you know, because, like, it's fucking. It has Need for Speed Underground type shit, man. I love that stuff. And I love cars, so I would totally do that. Anyway, I keep going off on tangents. Point is, I'm not someone who typically does that, but I added a few things. I tell you what, it's lighting. I love accent lighting. I think it looks so good. I really think it just looks really nice when you do it right. Like, in my room, I have a bunch of, like, accent lighting. You obviously see it behind the TV. I also have accent lighting for the headboard of my bed. All you gotta do is just buy an LED light strip and just go with your power source. My power source, I chose USB, and then you get a USB to a well, USBs, I go for USB light strips because they're easy to. It opens up your options of where you can use a power source. So you can either plug it into a adapter for a wall, or you can plug it into, like, a computer or the actual, you know, device that you're looking to add a little flare to. So, for example, the TV, you go USB, plug it into the TV, there you go. It'll turn on and off, you know, with the TV and whatnot. That's all well and good. If you go with a LED light strip that is it connects directly to power, that means it's always going to be on when you plug it into the power source. So I like it in situations where it can go on and off. But I do have one where it's on constantly, and that's the headboard one. The LED light on my headboard stays on pretty much 24/7. There's no reason for it to go on or off per se. It draws very little power anyway. But yes, I do. I have, like, this fascination with LED lights. So on my Altima, I have a bunch of options where, so there's the aftermarket one I added for the footwells, and then the daytime running lights, and then I have a puddle kit that, and these options are actually from Nissan that they offer. For some reason, they don't build a lot of cars with them. They're always something that you have to order just after the fact from Nissan. They don't seem to. Not a lot of cars from the factory come with it, but they're puddle lights, so every time you unlock the car, 4 lights underneath the car light up, and then they go away when you start driving off and stuff. And those look so cool. I don't know why they don't build those into more cars. I really don't. So I have that, and then I have the LED kick plates. So on the footwell of the door, There's a metal plate and it says Ultima, and the Ultima logo lights up. Some people might find that cheesy. I think it just adds a little bit of flair to the vehicle. I like it. So I have those. And then that would be it, basically. But those are two options that Nissan typically doesn't really build in their cars. So if you ever go to a lot, not a lot of vehicles are going to have those options right on them immediately. You might find like full trimmed vehicles that might have them, but usually they don't. So I'm not sure why. Because like when I bought my Ultima, it didn't have any of them. So I thought, oh, that's weird. So I went straight to Amazon and bought the parts, and they're genuine Nissan parts. And then you can just take them to a Nissan dealer and they'll install them. I could have installed them myself, but the footwell or the external ground lighting, the puddle lights, that one sounds a little too out of my depth, because you have to, like, I guess, drill portions of the underside of the car. It's like I don't have the feasibility or the know-how to comfortably do that. Also, you'll find here that I'm actually doing so well in this level that I'm almost having trouble finding things to roll at this point. So I was like actually a little bit worried. Also, near the end of the level, when you're like this big, they start like zooming out for some reason. Not sure why they do that. They don't do that in later games. Boop, boop. I'm getting a lot of text messages too. Hold on real quick. Okay, I read them. Don't want to be rude. Oh, I actually gotta pee. We are moved to tears. This is incredible. You can't see because of the way he's positioned. You can see how the King of all Cosmos is laying forward. But if you looked into the distance, he's totally got a hard on for my Katamari. Joking.
Here is a news update. The night sky is showing signs of recovery. The cause is being investigated.
Hurry up now.
Mom, now they're saying the stars are coming back.
That's nice, dear. We'll miss the plane unless we hurry.
But that's what they said.
The cause is being investigated. Now to return to your show where a red man gets a very large nose. That's got to be something Japanese that I don't understand. I'm just being ignorant. Sure, I'll make it. Gotta replace it, right? What is it? There's something missing. Is it our royal present? No, something more. Eureka! We have it. It's not graceful. The sky is utterly lacking in grace. It does not float like a butterfly or sashay like the king. It's just not there at all. What's graceful on Earth? Swans. That's what. Let's go roll up some swans. You know what I'm realizing? I am seriously readjusting so much in my chair right now. This is actually going to be a pain to edit, probably. Oh, look at these little eggs right next to me. I think if I roll these, they hatch right away. Let's find out. They do hatch right away. Quail chick, but they don't count because they're not swans. Oh, baby swans. A duckling. Basically, I'm just rolling up a shitload of poultry. Jesus Christ, these mouse traps. Oh my god, I'm getting beat to shit here. Oh, fuck. I really fell down hard. Did not mean to fall that high. Alright, so I gave you the car update. What else was there that I wanted to tell you all about? It's another situation where because it's been so long since I've last discussed things with you that I don't remember what I needed to discuss with you all. Yeah, the car one for sure is when I wanted to make a point to talk to you about, because I just remember always mentioning that. Dude, look at this. You see this this case with butterflies in it? Hey, don't act like that. People are gonna hear you. And they're not going to appreciate it. Actually, they might. You Let's Play folks are very laid back. You're my friends. You guys are cool. Anyway, this is that glass case with the butterflies in it. So right across, Well, because I always mention this, I live literally 10 minutes away from Canada. So right across the border, there's a bunch of touristy spots and stuff, and there's this one store that just sells a bunch of, you know, shit, gifts and touristy type things. And they sell a bunch of those, like, glass fossilized, like, animals, and I've always thought they're so cool. They have the butterflies in the picture frame one, but they have a bunch of, like, crystallized, like tarantulas and, like, centipedes and spiders and, like, skeletons of, like, frogs and, like, and stick bugs. And it's so... I think they're so cool. I want one so bad. They're, like, really pricey, though. And you know what it is? Just right now, I'm in a place where, when it comes to money, I'm saving and paying concurrently. Actually, what my plan is right now is I'm looking to get my car... I want to finish off my loan on my car. So basically, every month, I'm paying a lot of extra cashola on it just to get the loan finished and out of the way. I already spent about 2 years making regular on-time payments, so that's good for my credit score. It's kind of, the loan's kind of done its job there. Now I'm just looking to get, finish it up, and that way I have that money in my pocket accounted for. So basically, I'm putting extra money down on my vehicle, while at the same time I set up an automatic transfer to put some money away every single week. So I'm just like I'm budgeting in a weird way, but that's like what I'm doing. But the way I'm doing it is more or less I have very little spending money. I'm just doubling down and saying, you know what, I just gotta, I gotta focus on things for the future and whatnot. Obviously, I think it goes without saying, I'm a young adult that has plans with where I want to go and what I want to do and figure out some more permanent housing and stuff. So we got that all going on. That's all well and good. And so I'm just not making any frivolous purchases, more or less. It's to the point where, as I'm recording this right now, Farpoint is coming out soon. And or it actually comes out in a few days. So this will date the recording session, but it's coming out soon, and I feel like you gotta get the aim controller just to really experience that game for how they really want you to experience it. So that's an $80 bundle, and I'm already thinking to myself like, ugh, $80. That's really gonna hurt me. I don't want to really do that, but it's whatever. Nothing wrong with doing it every once in a while, but it's just like that's where I'm at right now. It's like not trying to spend it if I have to. Which has been really hard, because there's a lot of cool things on planet Earth, and shitty enough, people want money for them. I know, it's lame, but that's just sort of the sad reality of the world that we live in. So I'm looking at all this cool stuff that I want, but I just can't have. It serves me right for going to PokemonCenter.com and just constantly scrolling through all the things that I wish I could have, but I can't. Actually, my birthday had just passed, and my girlfriend, by the way, her name's, I always say my girlfriend, her name's Holly. Holly, I've said her name's Holly, but I feel like I haven't said it enough times for you to understand who it is if you haven't been watching for a while. Anyway, Holly, had gotten me a few things, but she really didn't get me anything too crazy, so on my birthday, she's like, let's just go out shopping and we'll get you something nice. So we go to like a bunch of malls and stuff, and I'm somebody that doesn't really go out and shop anyway, mostly because it's just so limited for what you can find, and that's exactly what happened. Went to a bunch of malls and just couldn't really find anything. And so I was like, can we just like go home and I can order a bunch of stuff off PokemonCenter.com? She's like, okay. And a bunch of stuff amounted to like 3 things because I picked expensive things. Actually, I got this really cool Pokemon mug that's like, it's classic. It's got like the OG Pokemon sprites printed on the mug. Looks awesome. Go to the website right now if you want to see what it looks like. You'll know exactly what mug I got. And then I got a Lunala plush too. And it's huge. It's a big plush. It's like this big. It's you can probably see it in the background of LTPS now because I have it in front of the Jack statues right now because I really just don't know where to put it because it is just so big. And it's Lunala is a flying, you know, moon crescent Pokemon. It's not really, it doesn't stand. Shh. Hey, I'm talking. It doesn't stand on all fours or anything, so there's really no way to have it be somewhere, I guess, and you'd have to mount it somehow or hang it. And it's actually so nice that I'm keeping it in the plastic, because I have to. Boy, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I really gotta piss. Wow, only 51%. That's actually pretty bad. Hey.
Oh, I feel it. I feel the cosmos. Cygnus flew back into the sky from the ashes, just like a phoenix.
This is just so weird. So weird and so awesome. So we did that. Megastar 5. Anything else that we didn't clear up? Let's make a Star 5. Kind of have to blow my nose. What is with it with me always getting these weird ailments when I'm filming a Let's Play? Like, seriously. I don't, like, you guys must think I'm, like, terminally ill. The amount of times I get a stuffy nose, or I sneeze, or I have to blow my nose, or I have to urinate, or I always have to pick my nose. I guess most of it involves my nose. Which, yeah, my nose is kind of one of the biggest pains in my life. You know, everybody's got a thing that, you know, disrupts their lifestyle in some way. You know what I mean? Like, some people always get the flu. Some people always get the common cold. Shh. Hey, I'm talking. Come on. Come up. Well, if you're not going to be a part of the situation, then don't yell. Oh, he's coming up. There we go. Alright, that'll keep him quiet. Freaking Sunny Bear, that's what we call him. We call him Sunny Bear, because he likes to act like a Sunny Bear sometimes. Isn't that right? Oh, it's so weird. I'm looking at the viewfinder, and he's not showing up on it. Like, well, he's sitting lower on the end of my legs, and this isn't necessarily a wide-angle camera, as I'm sure you're all well aware of. Oh, 1.5 meters. Yeah, we're not even really talking about this level, are we? Dude, these crabs fucked me up. That's another thing we're looking at doing. I'm thinking of getting, I'm thinking of setting up a fiddler crab tank. I've had plenty of fiddler crabs in the past, but it's been a while since I've kept one. Probably about, definitely like 4 years since I've last owned and kept fiddler crabs. So I'm thinking of setting up a tank again, just getting that urge. Because you know what's interesting about the fiddler crab is that when you set up a tank for them, it's a very specific tank that you have to set up. They're not fully aquatic. So despite the fact that if you go to a local fish retailer and notice that a lot of the... And if you notice their fiddler crab tank is 100% water and they're just on the bottom walking around with fish, they do that because the fiddler crabs are in there to be sold. They're not in there for the rest of their life. So that's the reason why they do that. Some places will set up a proper fiddler crab tank, but a lot of places I've seen, they'll sell their fiddler crabs in straight 100% water, which isn't good for them. They want land. They need land. And they'll do anything they can to get onto land. That's why they always call them escape artists. People, you have to seal your tank off very well, otherwise a fiddler crab could walk away and just escape out of the tank more or less. And they'll definitely do that or they'll definitely attempt to do that if you don't give them some land to walk around on. So anyway, that's what's great about the fiddler crab. That's what's interesting about it, is that their tank is very specific. You have to basically make a miniature beach, which is cool. You get to, well, what you should do is, that's what I think is the most ideal setup, and it looks the best, and it's the most natural for them and their habitat. You just simulate a little beach. So you slope the sand up to make a shoreline, and you add a little bit of water to the point where it meets about halfway. So you got sand that's completely submerged in water, and then you've got sand that isn't being touched by water at all. And it looks really cool. And then the fiddler crabs can go in and out of the water as they please, and it looks awesome. So I'm looking into doing that soon. Funny enough, I just say I'm not looking into spending money, and now I'm telling you guys about something that you're probably thinking, well, Ryan, that obviously costs money. Keep in mind, guys, thankfully, as a fish keeper, over the years, you over time accumulate a bunch of aquarium supplies, so realistically the only overhead I'm looking at here is the price of the fiddler crab, and fiddler crabs are around $2 to $3, so I'm looking pretty okay, and it's not going to break the bank to go out and buy a fiddler crab. I've got tons of sand, tons of filtration, tons of tanks. Actually, you know what, I might, yeah, because I don't have this on hand, I will have to go out and buy sea salt too. Because fiddler crabs are, they live in brackish water, and brackish is like a little bit of salt. Not salt water entirely, but brackish water needs a little bit of salt. So that's a little bit of overhead that I will also have to buy, and that actually can be pretty pricey. Sea salt can be up there in price. See, what the point, what is the point of, I never use that looking up thing, because when you do that, there's nothing you can reasonably see when you're up there. And also, I'm like back in the beginning and there's nothing over here to roll. Alright, so far I'm like, uh oh, maybe I'm not doing well, but then I like crush it. Maybe that's just my innate Katamari-ness, or maybe it's just the innate fact that this game's actually very easy and straightforward. Although there was a situation where in the video game teacher with Brandon, he didn't do that well. He failed one stage. That's where Katamari Forever had it. Katamari Forever has tons of humor, because when you fail in that game, you actually get punished. And I told him too. He asked me. He's like, what happens if you don't finish like the level in time? And I said, well, you get punished. And he's like, oh, well, what does that mean? I was like, hey, you'll find out. I won't spoil it in case you don't know what the hell that means. Go watch the video if you want, or play the game for yourself, which I highly encourage you to do. Actually, Katamari Forever would be a great starter game to play for Katamari. I have no problem recommending a later game in the series. Damn it, stop doing that. I should just probably go out and find that, where did he tell me to go? Ah, stop, go up! It's weird, the game actually does, like, give you resistance sometimes with, like, trying to push the big thing up the big Katamari up like a hill. That's another funny little thing that some people might, you know, notice or mention about Katamari is, like, how is this little guy pushing this big ball? Like, how is he doing that? Like, how does that make any sense? Because it gets to a point where you can't see the prince anymore. He's strong. Either that or the Katamari has, like, some sort of hydraulics in it where you can, you know, oh, shit, ah, hey, we're in the town. I love how there's bowling pins at the bottom. It's just so stupid, like, why is that a thing? Why is that a thing? Yeah, dude, Brandon's playing this part of the game, and he's like, I'd love to live in this city, and I'm like, why? And he's like, there's just free shit all over the floor. Yeah, there's cake on the ground. I guess we didn't talk about that aspect. Just, like, how silly this is. No, I mean, we talked about it plenty of times. I said it was silly. But, like, look at a welcome mat. Shortcake. Start reading off the bottom. See what we pick up here. Some of the bizarro items. It's like, what is that? Ice cube tray. What's that doing on the street? Hey, man. Hey, why are you yelling at me? You never yell at me when you're laying on me. What's your problem? You want to talk it out? You want to discuss it at length. I don't want to make it. I see, that's the thing, Sonny. I don't want to make it public. No, I don't want to make it public. That's the thing. I respect your privacy. You don't have to get mad at me about it. If you want to talk about this at a later time, we can. An asshole. Oh my god, I'm getting fucked here. Did you see that? Like 18 things hit me. Some daikon radish and some cabbage. Although I would expect to find vegetables on a miniature farm. And my goal right now is to roll up that count. For sure. Tree stumps. All perfectly aligned. Clapper boards. Shoved into the ground, mind you. Dishwashing fluid, fruit baskets. Trying to read, but that's probably not good because there's like a lot of moving objects that I cannot pick up right now. But we're getting there. We should be close to reaching the comfort zone. That was always the thing too, is that when you once you reach the requirement, you look at all the time you have left, and you basically think to yourself like, all right, that's my fun time. Like, let's see how much further I can take this. See, these are really good to pick up. It's always a good thing to sort of monitor the centimeters and see, look at the items you're picking up and understand if it's worth what you're doing right now, because the game does have some sort of strategic placements. I mean, there are some things that really aren't worth picking up, because sometimes the games have some certain items have a difficult like hit rate of like them being just too small, or you have to find this sort of sweet zone of what to pick up. The same place we took our first swim ever. That very place. Could you? Okay, this is really distracting though. I'm getting just mauled here by tons of people that have no disregard for my well-being. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting there. Now we're cooking with fire. Pile on. Oh, my first person. Gotta get her. Got her. You'd play this game for the first time and you'd be like, how big can I go? Like, wait, now people? Oh, that's great. No, that's the thing too. Now people notice you too. It's like, oh, well shit, now he's big enough to roll. Now he's big enough to roll me, so I gotta get the fuck out of the way. Look at this grandma slipping and sliding like some sort of greasy, like slime ball. I was trying to think of a better description. I really didn't have one. Something's under there that's afraid of me. She's afraid of me. Always good to go back to where you came from. See if you can get some shit from there, but I don't think I'm going to be able to fit in there now. Oh, shit. Get your ass up there. I'll see if I can get back in. Come on. Come on, for fuck's sake. Alright, we'll go straight dead on. See if we can get in there. Oh, you asshole. Okay, it's more like to the left. Oh, break. Look how much he's struggling in the bottom right corner. Alright, back up. But this time, more to the left. More to the left. No. No point anyway. I probably should have went back up there. But there's really not that much crazy stuff up there anyway. You know, they say that being rolled by a Katamari is actually an honor. They do say that. Who says that? Katamari lore, of course. Which is interesting that this game has lore. You know, any good game should have lore. It doesn't matter what it is. It really doesn't matter what it is. A good game should have some lore, should have some backstory. Actually, one thing I always think of is I had Judgment on PlayStation 3. Because that card game, it was a totally original card game. And a card game should definitely have some background, and it did. But the game would have this feature where you could just like look at cards being summoned and just kind of profile them and look at it. And the game had this like huge dossier of like telling you like about the card and like the region it's from. They made up this whole world and universe, and it's like, but it's only in this one menu where you can look at the cards for like just for your own shits and giggles. And you know, it was kind of like, why, if you're not going to do anything else with it and tell us more about the sort of world that you're building here. And I think at the time Sony was hoping that Eye of Judgment would become sort of a longer lasting thing. Because let's face it, an original card game that people fall in love with, that's got some pretty big potential for being its own, you know, just profit factory. You know what I mean? Like, to have an original card game backed on Sony's platform would be huge, and I think that's really what they were going for with Eye of Judgment. And unfortunately, it was just in a place where, and I believe Eye of Judgment launched in 2007, so PS3 was just in a place where, you know, there's not that much hardware out, so people aren't buying it. Hold on.
Oh, there's Top Shell Island already.
I I know I saw that huge guy.
That's my favorite one right there. That's my favorite cutscene. Kid just sitting there. And it's just like, plays this dramatic ass music. What are you looking at? He's closer to the microphone than I am, so you can probably hear him pretty well at this point. If he's saying anything. Look at all these cousins. I don't think I rolled up one cousin yet. Are cousins in the game? I mean, I know they're in the game, but are... Now that I'm thinking of it, are cousins even wildly walking around in Katamari? In the first Katamari? Don't remember. Ooh. Corona Borealis. Borealis. I may be pronouncing some of these wrong. It's just that, you know, these sort of things happen. Looks like we're only going to have enough time for just this one, probably. We'll see what we have to collect. Oh, it's blinding. Amazing, amazing. There looks amazing today. Crowns, that's what we need. We need some royalty. 8 minutes. Oh yeah, this is definitely the last level we'll do. Burger King, dude. Burger King. Oh shit, I shouldn't say that. I'm actually really hungry right now. This is probably going to be my last recording for the night. You can pick up this chalk, by the way. Boys graffiti. Goes back to the silliness. This game just does things like that. Another funny moment in the video game teacher video for this. So when Brandon kind of just notices all the weird things that you can pick up, like tornadoes and whirlpools and dragons. Another reason why I just love this game so much. It really, like, I'm not lying when I say that. Like, this game is something that I would, like, cook up. I don't want to be one of those people that says that, like, oh, this is so, like, made for me or whatever. But, like, dude, it is, like, this is just, like, the kind of shit I'm into. I've told you guys about that. But it's hard to explain if you're not, like a really close friend to me. In person, mind you, because I do consider all you guys like really close friends to me. I know it's weird to say that, but I really mean that. But there's always that it's like I don't have to tell you that it's much different in person. So it's hard for me to convey how I am with this shit and how my humor is. Like, let me try and think of an example between me and Holly, because sometimes she just gets so fed up with, like, the weird shit that I, like, act and, like, say. Alright, one time we were in bed, just laying down, we're relaxing, and just all of a sudden I looked at her and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, bulldozers? That's what I said to her, no bullshit, for zero reason, mind you. We were watching, something, I'm missing all of these. We were watching something. I don't know what it was. We were silent. And I just turned around, looked at her, and said, what the fuck are you talking about, bulldozers? And she was like, this was a while ago. And then it became actually a reoccurring theme where I'll often mention bulldozers. However, that was like the first instance. And she was just like, what? Like, she was so thrown off by it. And I just, like, started laughing so much. Like, because I just don't, like, it didn't make sense. That's what I enjoy. Things that don't make any sense whatsoever. The more random and the more not relatable it can be is the more I find it funny, I guess. So that's sort of a small example of, like, the kind of person I tend to be at times. Another example. For Brandon's, I think it was his birthday, or maybe it was, I don't know, it might have been a holiday. Might have been Christmas, actually, now that I think of it. But, for something, I gave him a gift. What did I get him? A cactus. No reason other than the fact that it was the weirdest thing I could think of. Well, a cactus isn't necessarily weird, but it's random. And so I gave it to him, and I just played it off like it was just like the greatest thing ever for him. I was like, check it out. And it was a baby one. I was like, your very own cactus. And he's just looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, why would you get me a cactus? Why would I get him a cactus? And there's a bunch of other... Yeah, that's what I should mention. Pretty sure I've mentioned it before, but it's worth mentioning again. A lot of weird shit on Amazon you can buy. Seriously weird shit. That's where I got the cactus. Bought a baby cactus on Amazon. Showed up to my door. Cool. Like, who thought of that? Don't know. But when you find listings like that, you'll start to go into the relateds, and you'll see that there's a bunch of other weird stuff. Like, you can buy 1,000 live ladybugs on Amazon. No bullshit. You can buy a ton of live worms on Amazon. Just, there's like a bunch of examples, and you should look into it if you're at all interested. So, just throwing that out there right now. Also, as far as crowns go, I'm doing pretty bad for this level, I think. Why can I not pick up the crown on his head? Does he come with the crown? See, there's all these crowns. I'm not picking up anything. I'm actually finding it very hard to get a decent size in this level. And as far as I know, the making a star level, or making the constellations levels, don't have any set requirements, so you can't really fail them, I think. So pretty much what you do is what you do. So, I don't know, just throwing that out there, I guess. So I guess it doesn't really matter how well we do. Gotta pick up these people, because I need some size on me right now. That's my problem right now. That's why I don't have enough crowns. And if you're like right on the cusp of rolling something up and it moves, you have to like hit them twice. Really, still can't pick up these fucking garbage cans? What about this boy? Oh, no, that boy is just requirements way too high. Can't pick up this little girl shopping! Probably because she comes in 2-piece. Or 1-piece with the shopping cart. Really? Why am I not being able to pick up this stuff? Just look at these, like, small... Oh, if I can get in there... Oh, shit. I just tried to use a PS3 feature from Katamari Damacy. Look at all these little cats in this, like, king cat bowing, like, commanding them. I can pick it up! Jesus. Yeah, I feel like I'm not doing good right now. I'm gonna be honest with you right now, I'm not doing good. Here we go. Now I'll get some size on us. So now we're back here, and there's a bunch of tiny shit. Meow. Meow. Some katanas, why not? I'll take all of those. Ooh, that's something I want. It was someplace we were at in the mall. I think it was like an antique store or something. But they had like these like really cool like katanas that you hang on the wall, and it's like, oh, I want one. For what reason? Like, other than just decoration and looking cool. And I'm not gonna lie, I have weeb-like tendencies. I'm very interested in Japanese culture and things like that. I've talked about that numerous times. So yeah, dude, I'd totally get some fucking swords and put them on my wall. Like, why not? Also, where the fuck is outside again? There we go. Well, I got 23 seconds down here. I'm guessing this one's... I did really bad. But I guess it doesn't matter. Although I'll see what the percentage is when the level finishes. Which we'll be finishing in... Now at this point I'm just kind of walking around. Aw, couldn't even get that last boy. Someone's coming. Run. Look how you're underwater. He gets a little scuba mask too. Oh, I really gotta piss. 35%. That's more than I thought, actually. I thought I did a lot worse than that. And boom. There we go.
Oh, I feel it. I feel the cosmos. Corona Borealis is back on top. So romantic.
So romantic. Alright, man. That's good. We did a good part 2, man. That's pretty good, right? We had a good time, you and me. Just kind of sitting around, chilling. We're on Make a Star 6. Hope you're all enjoying Katamari Damacy. I know I am. And I will see you all in part 3. That's right. You can count. I'm very proud of you. You're so talented.